welcome into another Whoosh Weekly Roundup with me, Louie, where we go over what comic books I picked up from my local shop this week. So, before we dive in, remember if you're enjoying the content to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps get the videos out to more people and grow the channel a little bit. So, again, I appreciate all the support and thank you all. Let's lead off with a young variant, a really, really great cover here. Interested to read the story, and obviously I know I've mentioned it many, many times on here before. If it's a Scotty Young book, I picked it up, especially if it's a Marvel one, probably DC too. I'll definitely pick it up. And I'm really, really excited to kind of dive in and give this story a chance. So, I don't know. I'll have to check it out and see. And sometimes, honestly, little side tangent here, I love picking up the Scotty books because the variants will be on books I wouldn't normally pick up. Chance to read them. So, I kind of really, really enjoy doing that and trying out books that I normally otherwise wouldn't. So, that is one of the best parts of those Scotty covers. Next up, though, we've got Superior Spider-Man, number 4. Continuing on with Peter having to don the suit again to help protect some people because of the actions Doc Ock took while he was Spider-Man. If you haven't read the original Superior Spider-Man run, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really, really cool. And then the ending of that run leads into Silk, and her first cameo appearance in the new Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and then her full appearance in the Amazing Spider-Man number 4 in that run. So, yeah, pretty cool that they're continuing to do Superior Spider-Man. I mean, I guess that means it was really popular because they continue to try to produce new ones of it. So, next up we have The Witcher Wild Animals number 4. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Gonna have to see the conclusion of the story. If you like The Witcher on Netflix, check out these run of comic books they have coming out. They're all little 4-part miniseries for the most part. Sometimes I'll collect a few of them in a bigger book, so you might want to collect one of those. It might be really good for you. But yeah, they're really, really good, and they're very, very accurate to how Henry Cavill portrays The Witcher on the show, which I know, sensitive topic, considering that he's leaving, and they're being replaced by, I believe it's Liam Hemsworth, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that is what that is, I guess. You can't control Netflix, but what you can control is that next up is Darth Vader, number 43. Yeah, just continuing to collect the Darth Vader books. As you can see, he kind of uses lightsaber to cut a hole in through a hull of something. So, yeah, have to read them and check them out. But they've been pretty good from what I've read so far. So I'm just collecting the run, and I'm eventually gonna probably read them all at once, which is not the worst way to do it. Let me tell you, they're really good. Same kind of goes for the next up, which is Blade number 8. And we're building towards this big event with Blade having a showdown with Dracula in the comics coming up. So I'm kind of collecting these to read in anticipation of that. And as part of my previously mentioned Anti-Heroes 5K challenge that I'm going to be starting when the weather gets a little bit nicer, where I have to run 10 5Ks. Each one is a different Marvel superhero, or anti-hero I should say. And one of them is Blade. So I'm kind of collecting the run to read when I do the week of Blade for that challenge. But that'll be up on here to vote for which anti-hero I'm going to run that week. I'll have 3 options, and you, the community, get to pick. So definitely keep an eye out for that coming up. Next up, we have an homage cover to X-Men number 1 with Amazing Spider-Man number 43, and I know I've featured these type of covers on here before. I love them. They're great when they take the Disney characters and they turn them into the iconic heroes from those covers. So we've got Mickey as Cyclops, Donald as Iceman, Daisy as Jean, Minnie as Angel, and Goofy is somehow Beast. Pretty funny. I just really enjoy it. And having read this issue, it still connects to Gang War, which, again, I know I've said it before, I don't want to keep harping on it, but it's just not a story that's connecting with me. Like, I keep giving it a shot here and there, and maybe if I read it all at once, maybe it would. I don't know. But it's just, like, in this one, you have Madame Mask having a showdown with another gang, and I believe it's Beetle. And, like, Spider-Man is upset because somebody he knows got hurt, so he goes down to fight with a team of superheroes that are upset. Spider-Woman seems a little more aggressive, and one of the notes is to check out her run. And then for some reason, Tombstone is teaming up with the heroes, and by the end, he turns on his daughter, who's on the Beetle, and says that only one person can control everything after all this. That person needs to be a monster. It's not her, it's him. I don't know. It was a really weird issue. Really, really, I don't know, just not connecting with the gang war story at all. Trying, but it's just not hitting the same way. And I don't know. It's weird. So, I mean, if it's something that seems interesting to you, by all means, please enjoy it. I'm not trying to tell you not to enjoy something. Just for me, it's not doing that. But something that is hitting, and I have mentioned it on here, and I've kind of transitioned to doing my runner-up and then my pick of the week. So, my runner-up this week is Thunderbolts, number 3. This seems to be the second to last issue based on what happened at the end of this. So this little mini-series they're doing in Thunderbolts. And Bucky is putting together a team of superheroes, and in this one he's trying to recruit U.S. Agent John Walker. Clearly John Walker, to some people, is well known from Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where he takes over, well, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, by the end Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where he takes over for Steve Rogers as Captain America. In this, he's hanging out in a bar, and he gets found by Shang-Chi, who is helping Bucky. Didn't see that coming, but hey, it's not the worst. And he talks about his partner, and his partner is American Kaiju. Well, it turns out Red Skull has been embedded in the U.S. government, or the version of the Red Skull they're going after has been embedded with the U.S. government, and turns American Kaiju into the American Kaiju instead of his human form. And then Shang-Chi gives Bucky this bracer that helps him grow to be like a giant to fight the American Kaiju. And that eventually gets John Walker to want to be on Bucky's side. And it turns out that the new Red Skull, whether it is Red Skull, whether it's another like mind, like that's been kind of like planted with the subconscious of the Red Skull or not, he's hiding out in Latveria. So whatever their next mission is, I'm super excited for. It's going to be completely bonkers because they're going to have to figure out a way to get into Latveria, get to the Red Skull, not piss off Doom, and do everything. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be really awesome. But definitely make sure you check that out. And then, lastly, my pick of the week, because it has to be, right? I can't not do it, is Fall of the House of X number 2. This storyline keeps getting better, and in this one, they use a celestial head basically as a Trojan horse to get to Orcus' space station, where the Mr. Sinister clone is hiding out with MODOK, and they use Polaris, and Polaris actually calls upon the Brood to help. So you have the Brood running around murdering all the Orcus people, to the point that like Wolverine and Colossus and Nightcrawler show up, and they're like, we don't even want to fight you guys, we just want to get away from the Brood, and then they get attacked by the Brood and they die. It's a really, really good issue. Definitely, if you haven't checked out the Fall of the House of X yet, make sure to check out those. Check out this one. Next up, I think, is another Rise of the House of X, which goes into some of the history of Krakoa leading up to this, which is cool. I love filling in those like gaps. But this is hands down my pick of the week. It's really, really great, and it's the storyline I'm most excited for. Although I am excited for that Dracula one I mentioned earlier. That should be really cool too, to see a Dracula miniseries. So, yeah, check out Fall of the House of X, the X-Men current main storyline, and some of the tie-ins if you're really, really interested in it. I mean, they're doing a good job of kind of filling in gaps for you, but also weaving in some stories with the side issues that would make it a little bit better to read all of them. But yeah, definitely pick of the week right there. Fall of the House of X number 2. So, with that is it for us here at Whoosh this week. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, if you're enjoying it, to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you here next time. Thanks!